Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome to my full review of the HTC One M8. So after using this device for over a month, I do have some opinions and some things I like and dislike about this device. I made a bunch of videos comparing this device, the M8, to some other flagship devices such as the Galaxy S5 or the iPhone 5S. So if you want to see some of these videos, be sure to check the description. And while you're down there, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, it really helps out the video. So the main difference comparing this to most other smartphones is of course the build quality. The M8 is extremely well built, it's constructed with full body aluminum, and it just feels very sturdy and very premium in your hand. But because this has aluminum all around the edges, it makes it easier to slip out of your hand. And with a metal finish, if you drop your device on a concrete or a hard floor, it's easier to get scratches or chip your device. So I do recommend having a case for your M8. Now moving on to the screen resolution. Just like the HTC One M7, the last generation HTC One with a 1080p HD display, the M8 also has the 1080p HD display, but it's a bit bigger at 5 inches comparing it to the 4.7-inch M7. The overall quality of this screen is beautiful, it's excellent. The colors are very accurate, it's not oversaturated, and in direct sunlight it's actually quite bright. So this flagship device from HTC One does have some pretty high-end specs. It features the Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 quad-core 2.3 GHz processor with the Adreno 330 GPU. This also features 2 GB of RAM, so it's great for, browsing the web, watching videos, or playing games. You're not going to experience any hiccups. It's going to give you a very smooth and very fluid experience. A prominent feature of the HTC One M8, and also including the M7, are the speakers. This features the boom sound speakers and they sound amazing. It's much better than any speaker that you can find on any smartphone right now. With the large drivers, you will get really loud and really rich sounds. It's also going to give you a nice amount of bass and enhanced clarity. The M8 also comes with a built-in IR blaster that you can use to control your TV and your set-top boxes. When you open your device, you will enter into Android 4.4.2 KitKat. It's running on the Sense 6.0 skin, which is, in my opinion, quite similar to stock Android, and I do prefer using Sense over the Samsung TouchWiz skin. But if you're a person that really likes vanilla Android or stock Android, you should definitely check out the Google Play edition of the HTC One M8. But there are some very useful and interesting features that you can only get on the traditional Sense edition. For example, the on-screen gestures. So basically, you can unlock your device without having to press the power button. You have a few options. You can double tap on the screen and it's going to wake your device. You can also swipe left to enter into your home page. Swipe right and it's going to take you to Blink Feed. If you swipe up, it's going to take you to wherever you were before unlocking your device. So I was on Twitter, so it's going to take me to Twitter. You can also hold up your device to landscape mode and then press the volume button and it's going to open up your camera app. On the side of the M8, you will find a micro SD card slot. So if you run out of internal storage, you can easily insert a micro SD card up to 128 GB. A feature that was rumored for a long time before the release of the M8, and it's something that people talk about when they buy the M8, and this is the dual camera on the back. Nowadays, if you consider buying a new smartphone, the camera on the phone is becoming more and more important to consumers. So the M8, you might have heard, doesn't have a very good camera. It does feature a 4 ultrapixel sensor in the camera, and what this means is that the pixels will increase in size, making it perform better in low light situations. But in normal light, it doesn't perform as good as some other rivals such as the iPhone 5S or the Galaxy S5. I made a detailed comparison video between the iPhone 5S and the M8's camera, so be sure to check out that video for more sample footage. So I noticed that it's quite difficult to get the correct exposure on each shot, and sometimes the pictures are underexposed and doesn't have a lot of contrast. So it's basically opposite of the Galaxy S5. On the Samsung Galaxy S5, the pictures are very saturated, a lot of contrast, and some people might not like it, and on the HTC One M8 it's just the opposite. So because of the 4 ultra-pixel sensor, when you zoom in, you're not going to get a lot of details in these pictures. And here are some 1080p HD videos from the back-facing camera. You can be the judge yourself. At the end of the day, it's all down to your personal preference. Let's talk about the front-facing camera. What's funny here is that the front-facing camera actually has a higher resolution at 5 megapixels compared to the 4 megapixel camera on the back. So you can take some really high resolution selfies, and this also records in 1080p HD. And I have to say, I really like this wide-angle front-facing camera on the M8. With the dual camera, of course, you have a few gimmicky features. One of them is called the U-focus. So after taking a photo, you can select the subject to be in focus and the background to be out of focus, or vice versa. So the background in focus and the foreground is out of focus. So you can play around with this, and usually it does work pretty well. It's going to create this artificial bokeh in the background, and sometimes it just fails completely. But keep in mind, HTC will have software updates to update and improve this feature. So I do see a lot of room for improvements in this feature. Aside from the U-focus feature, you also get a few different effects that you can apply to your pictures. Unlike the HTC One M7, which had a mediocre battery life, the M8 actually has a very good battery life. 2600 milliamp hours, you can easily get through a day with moderate usage, so overall I am very impressed with the battery life on the M8. So this pretty much concludes my review of the HTC One M8. If you don't really care about this mediocre camera on the HTC One, and you don't take a lot of pictures or videos on your phone, then this device is probably the best choice for you. The build quality is awesome, same with the high resolution display, the excellent screen quality, the software, the specs, and most definitely the speakers. So this, in my opinion, is just an all-in-one package Android phone. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let's try to reach maybe 700 likes on this video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And also be sure to follow me on Twitter at KenFilmsHD and Google+. I'll put the links in the description. Thanks a lot for watching once again, and I will see you in my next video. Have a nice day.